couldn't understand why he would want me to stop doing what I was doing only for us.
To me, I had failed. Here I am allowing my wife to go dance for other men. I was thinking, you know what? I've earned this. I'm going to feel like a man again.
I could not get enough of Jody.
I did wonder, is it wise to get sexually involved with a man who I knew was married?
And so I say, did he tell you he had a wife and 2 kids?
I just kept telling myself, I'm doing this for my family and for our future. And I just let my body go.
To me, I had failed. Here I am allowing my wife to go dance for other men. Susan, she made sex sexy. It was very erotic, and nothing could stop me. I never thought I would betray my wife.
The first time I saw Casey was my junior year, and he was in my English class.
When she walked in that class, I was like, wow, it was something else.
Casey was not your typical jock. He had the highest math score in the 10th grade. That was what was so intriguing about him to me.
I felt she was out of my league, but I always knew she was the one.
We were extremely happy. We did everything together.
I was going to school for engineering, and I felt like the future looked bright.
I was working as a salesperson and worked my way up to a general manager quite quickly. About a year later, I told Casey that I was pregnant. I was excited because I was gonna be a mom.
Tara was born November 10th. I was happy because I always loved kids.
Being a mom was so wonderful. But when my company closed, it was extremely difficult.
When Tawala lost her job, I had gotten a part-time job, but it really wasn't making any money. When money started getting tight, it got stressful on us.
Most of the jobs that I found could not even meet our expenses, and the bills are just stacking up and stacking up.
I was trying to finish school and provide, but I wasn't making enough money to really support us.
We were at the point that we had notices on our door, which was going to eventually lead to eviction. I knew that I was going to have to make a lot of money quickly. I had been looking for a job about 7 months. One day, I drove by a strip club that was opening. I had always heard that exotic dancers could make $200 to $1,000 in a night. It was just something that I personally had never thought that I would do. But at this particular point in my life, I was at rock bottom. Immediately, I felt a pit in my stomach because I did not want to bring disgrace to my family. However, I knew that I needed to do something quickly. So I parked and went in. The manager comes and turns on this rock music and tells me to dance. So I just kept telling myself, I'm doing this for my family and for our future. And I just let my body go. After about, 30 seconds, he turned the music off and asked me, when could I start? On my way home, I'm thinking in my mind, how am I going to tell Casey about my new job? I just blurted it out. I just got a job being an exotic dancer, and I really need you to support me on this.
No, absolutely not. This is degrading to you. This is kind of disrespectful to me. I said, let me just take a semester off from school, work full-time, get us financially a little bit more stable, and then I'll go back. Tawala was like, no, our future is depending upon your education.
I just knew that no matter what, he was going to complete school and I was going to take care of our family because that was the agreement that we made when we were married.
This really should not be an option, but then at the same time, we got eviction notices on the door.
He looked at me in shock and disbelief and he said, okay, if that's what you want to do. It was a sigh of relief. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna move forward and now I have a job. The very first night that I walked on stage, it was an internal battle. Even though you want to turn around and go hide, you can't because you know that you have to do this. The more I worked, the more money I made. I really didn't like it, but at this point, I knew I would be able to pay the bigger bills like the rent, insurance, or childcare.
I didn't want her to do it, but at the same time, I really didn't have any other financial options, and I would have had to quit school. And I wasn't mature enough or responsible enough to just say, no, we'll find another way.
When Tawala started dancing, Casey's sense of being the man of the house was threatened. And because he didn't have the ability to go out and earn as much as she could at that time, Casey felt replaced in some way as the family hero.
She did try to put my mind at ease that, it's strictly dancing. No one's groping me. But in my imagination, it was a lot worse. In my mind, of course, she was back there sleeping with these guys.
Intellectually, Casey could understand the necessity of her dancing because it was a means to an end, which was to get them out of financial peril. But Casey grew to see her dancing as a betrayal. She was out there being desired by other men, and that was supposed to be special just for him.
I couldn't understand why he would want me to stop doing what I was doing only for us.